Today our topic is the biggest philosophical questions we may never answer. Life is full of mysteries, and some of them are so deep that even the greatest minds in history have struggled to understand them. These questions are not just about science or facts. They are about the meaning of life, the nature of existence, and the universe itself. They make us think, wonder, and sometimes feel small in the face of the unknown. But even if we never find the answers, asking these questions can teach us a lot about ourselves and the world around us. Let's explore some of these big questions and think about what they mean for us. One of the biggest questions is, why are we here? What is the purpose of life? Some people believe that life has a specific purpose, given by a higher power, like God or the universe. Others think that life has no purpose at all, and it is up to us to create our own meaning. This idea can be both freeing and scary. If there is no set purpose, we have the power to decide what matters to us. We can choose to live for love, for knowledge, for helping others, or for simply enjoying the time we have. The question of purpose reminds us that life is what we make of it. It challenges us to think about what we value and how we want to spend our days. Another big question is, what happens after we die? This is a question that has fascinated humans for thousands of years. Different cultures and religions have different answers, but no one knows for sure. Some believe in an afterlife, where the soul goes to another place, like heaven or hell. Others think that death is the end, and there is nothing beyond it. This uncertainty can be frightening, but it can also make us appreciate life more. If we don't know what comes after, it reminds us to live fully in the present. The Stoics, an ancient group of philosophers, believed that we should not fear death because it is a natural part of life. Instead, we should focus on living a good life, being virtuous, and making the most of the time we have. The question of free will is another mystery. Do we really have control over our choices, or is everything predetermined? Some people believe that our lives are shaped by fate or destiny, and that everything happens for a reason. Others think that we have the power to make our own decisions and shape our own futures. This question is important because it affects how we see ourselves and our responsibility for our actions. If we believe in free will, we might feel more in control of our lives, but we also have to accept the consequences of our choices. If we believe in fate, we might feel less pressure, but we might also feel like we have less control. Either way, this question reminds us to think carefully about our decisions and how they affect our lives and the lives of others. The nature of reality is another big question. Is the world we see real, or is it some kind of illusion? Some philosophers, like Plato, believe that the physical world is just a shadow of a deeper, more real world. Others, like Descartes, wondered if everything we experience could be a dream or a trick played by an evil demon. Today, some scientists and philosophers even suggest that we might be living in a simulation, like a computer program. These ideas can make us question everything we think we know. But they also remind us to be curious and open-minded. The world is full of mysteries, and we should always be willing to question our assumptions and look for deeper truths. The problem of evil is another difficult question. If there is a good and powerful God, why is there so much suffering and evil in the world? This question has troubled people for centuries. Some say that evil exists because of free will. Without the ability to choose, we would not be truly free. Others believe that suffering is a test, or a way for us to grow and learn. Still, others think that the universe is indifferent, and there is no higher power controlling it. This question is hard to answer, but it can teach us about compassion and resilience. When we see suffering, we can choose to help others and make the world a better place. We can also learn to face our own challenges with strength and courage. The question of consciousness is another mystery. What is the mind, and how does it relate to the body? Some people think that the mind is just the brain, and everything we think and feel can be explained by science. Others believe that the mind is something more, a kind of soul or spirit that cannot be fully understood. This question is important because it affects how we see ourselves and our place in the world. If the mind is just the brain, then we might see ourselves as machines, following the laws of physics. But if the mind is something more, then we might see ourselves as more than just physical beings. This question reminds us to appreciate the mystery of our own thoughts and feelings, and to wonder about the nature of our existence. The question of time is also fascinating. What is time, and why does it move forward? Some scientists believe that time is just a human invention, a way for us to measure change. Others think that time is a real part of the universe, and it moves in one direction because of the laws of physics. This question is important because it affects how we see our lives. If time is just an illusion, then the past, present, and future might all exist at once. But if time is real, then we have to live in the moment and make the most of our time. This question reminds us to be mindful and to appreciate the present, because it is the only moment we truly have. The question of the universe is another big mystery. How did the universe begin, and what is its ultimate fate? Some scientists believe that the universe started with the Big Bang, a huge explosion that created everything. Others think that the universe might be part of a multiverse, with many other universes existing alongside ours. As for the fate of the universe, some say it will keep expanding forever, while others think it might collapse back in on itself. These questions are hard to answer, but they remind us of how vast and mysterious the universe is. They also remind us to be humble and to appreciate the beauty and complexity of the world around us. Finally, the question of meaning is one of the most important. What is the meaning of life? Is there a grand plan, or is life just a series of random events? Some people find meaning in religion, others in relationships, and others in their work or passions. The search for meaning is a personal journey, and each of us has to find our own answers. This question reminds us to live with purpose and to seek out what makes us happy and fulfilled. It also reminds us to be kind and compassionate, because our actions can have a big impact on the lives of others. In the end, these big questions may never be fully answered. But that doesn't mean they are not worth asking. They challenge us to think deeply about our lives and the world around us. They remind us to be curious, to be humble, and to appreciate the mystery of existence. Even if we never find all the answers, the journey of asking these questions can help us grow and learn. So let's keep wondering, keep exploring, and keep seeking the truth, even if we never fully understand it. Life is a mystery, and that's what makes it so beautiful.